Today I want to share with you how I cut through some of the overwhelm when designing a home. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Claire. My husband and I have renovated homes across 3 continents over a 10-year span, and we basically are sharing all that information with you here and over on Instagram and TikTok and Pinterest. You can find us at Reno Way of Life. But in this specific video, I want to talk to you about the 5 places that I tend to draw inspiration in the onset. Now, renovating a house can feel so overwhelming, and especially if you've never done it before, you can just get bombarded by so much choice that it feels just too much, which is why I want to share this with you. So this is my process. So it is always good to start with Pinterest. Pinterest is an awesome resource when it comes to, the top of the funnel thinking. So you can get inspired across the globe, and you can start to put all those inspiration pieces into separate folders, which is a really nice way to organize and come back. You can also share those folders with designers or friends or family so that they can have a look through. But what you will find, and what I love about this process, is that you'll actually find that you'll start to see your design aesthetic coming through. So initially you'll probably start scatter saving different pieces of inspiration, and then you'll find you'll start to narrow down color palettes, design, whether it's the Hampton style, cottage core, ultra modern, whatever it may be, or your color schemes, you'll start to see that you are being more attracted to a specific design aesthetic, and that will really help you as you work down the process of designing your home. Pinterest is a great place to start for that reason. Now, secondly, Instagram. I mean, it's a pretty obvious one. Instagram or TikTok. Instagram is great because it's aesthetic. And ultimately, when you're designing a home, you want the end result to look beautiful. Obviously, you start with function, then you go with beauty, and then you end with the mood and the vibe and the feeling. But Instagram is going to give you that beautiful aesthetic, and it's also going to give it to you in real time. So where Instagram and Pinterest is very different is Pinterest will give you a plethora of options and resources at your fingertips. You can click on links, read blogs, you can see before and afters, you can see YouTube videos. But Instagram is going to give you what is current right now. So what designers are talking about, what people are doing within their homes, what influencers are using. So you can actually see what products are also trending. And not saying that you need to follow trends. I absolutely don't think that you do. I actually much prefer a more classic design that you can then bring decor in to suit trends and what have you. But it gives you an idea of what's available to you. So it can open your eyes up to different design aesthetics. Thirdly, and this one's a little bit random, but public bathrooms. And I am not talking about, now hear me out here before you switch off this video, but I'm not talking about the manky bathrooms that are at a park. I'm talking about restaurant bathrooms, hotel bathrooms. Often they are beautifully designed, they're really functional. They are designed for function first, but they tend to have some really unique tiles, color schemes. They're quite bold, a lot of them as well. So you can really draw some completely different inspiration, and you can stand in it, you can feel it, you can see the tiles, you can see how it makes you feel. So the lighting. Bathrooms generally are quite a dark place. Not everyone will have windows in their bathrooms. A lot of bathrooms can be in the middle of the house, and a lot of restaurants and hotel bathrooms also do not have windows, so they don't have that natural light. So taking note of how they're lighting the space, whether you feel that's lovely and comfortable, whether it's calming, whether it's too dark, all these things will start to help you build more of an understanding of a design aesthetic that you're looking for in your home. Before, and it's my favorite, but look at your own house. And I feel like this is the most underrated place that we look for inspiration, because maybe your house frustrates you, and also you're looking at it with tired eyes. You are always in your house, you are always surrounded by the same things, so you tend to just blur it all out. So step into your home with fresh eyes and fresh perspective. What are the features in your home that you really love? Are there beautiful high ceilings? Are there VJs on the walls? Do you have a gorgeous arch? Is there architectural detail? Have a look at some of the things, the natural light. Where does the sun set, the sun rise? All of these things are really important to creating your overall aesthetic, and also will help you feel inspired. So if you do love that arched front door, then maybe you want to bring an arch into your ensuite. Maybe you want to bring an arch into some of the windows that you're planning to install. So by opening your eyes and looking at your house like you're a guest, that will really help you to broaden your horizons, but also pinpoint tangibly some of those pieces that you love in your own home and that you can feed through. Part of a beautiful house is repetition. A beautifully designed home, in my opinion, my humble opinion, is something that has repetition. So whether that is the roof line, whether that is the lines on the wall, whether that is an arch, whether that, you know, whatever it may be, it's the repetition of details in the house that really can tie it in beautifully. And then finally, and I would be remiss if I didn't say this, but old buildings. And you know, if you follow me, you know I'm a sucker for an old building and old architectural detail. But there is so much to be said about the detail, the design features that come with these beautiful old buildings, and the brickwork, the color of the brick, the red brick buildings, the sandstone, you know, all of those beautiful natural materials, the marble, I mean, you name it, they are filled to the brim with beautiful character details. The windows, I mean, I could literally talk about this all day, and I won't because I know you haven't got all day. But let me tell you that it is a great resource. Now, if you're someone who is looking for a really clean, modern aesthetic, you can still draw a lot of inspiration from old buildings. Now, old buildings were built well, which is why they're still standing over 100 years later, 500 years later. So there is a lot that you can gain from an old house, or an old building, even if you don't want that antique vintage aesthetic. You don't have to have that. You can still cut through the design aesthetic and see the detail. Marble is beautiful in an old home, and it's beautiful in a modern house. You know, some of those really beautiful natural elements that you find in these old buildings, cathedrals, they're things that you can bring into your own home, and you can see how it blends beautifully with other natural materials like woods and the color schemes. So there's a lot to be gained from opening your eyes to maybe a different aesthetic that you're not necessarily drawn to, just to help you define your overall design style. That is how I like to start my design of a new house. If this was helpful, make sure to hit follow and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if you want me to go into more detail on any of these topics. We also have a free checklist below. You can click on that link for if you're starting a renovation or you're thinking about it. And I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy designing!